What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum. Last episode, we defeated Team Cipher and stopped the Shadow Pokemon Initiative. And in this episode, we are apparently starting with an email. So, who is emailing us now that we have saved the world? New system done, net from the under. We, that's myself and Sek and Pyrite, developed a new system of downloading data automatically to your PDA. From now on, information about Shadow Pokemon should arrive directly from people connected to the network. Check it out. Well, it says to check it out, but there's actually nothing new that we get. If we go into our snag list, we could scroll down and we can see all the Pokemon we've purified and all the Pokemon that we caught but haven't purified yet. And then the only two that we have not seen but we know about are Bayleaf and Quilava, since Net has install them in the data ROM. But other than that, we literally have no new data. So the first thing I want to do this episode is actually watch the news. It's time for the news. According to authorities, there is a criminal syndicate that is seeking world domination. It is thought to be linked to the rash of reports from various regions about vicious Pokemon. We hope to bring you additional information on this story as we learn more. So, there still seems to be Shadow Pokemon that are out on the loose, even though Cipher has been taken care of and are no longer making any more Shadow Pokemon. And as soon as we walk outside, we get more mail. Who's emailing us this time? It is Sek in Pyrite Town this time, and Shadow Pokemon? Big guy, there's trouble! The Kids Network got word that a suspicious-looking Pokemon was spotted in Pyrite. I'd like to give you the full story in person, so can you come visit me? So, we are given our first new objective. Head to Pyrite and talk to Sek. Alright, so it's been a while since we've actually been to the Kids Grid. So as a very brief reminder, all we need to do is to go back to Duking's house/office and check this bookcase in order to actually access the Kids Grid. And there are more kids in here than there were last time, but I believe the one we actually want to talk to is this one right here. Oh, hi guys! We just got some news! There's this rogue called Kale who hangs around Pyrite entrance. It sounds like Kale recently battled this creepy trainer. They say that this trainer used some weird Pokemon. I think you should have a talk with Kale about this. So, we have our objective, which is go talk to Kale about a mysterious trainer. But before we leave, I actually want to talk to all of the other kids. Kids Grid. It's a song for the Kids Grid. I wrote it. Isn't it easy to learn? So, I would like to think that I have at least some musical talent, but in reality, that's probably what I sound like. What do you say? Big people, you're awesome. You're fighting the bad guys, aren't you? I'll help you when I get bigger. Well, considering Team Cipher is already defeated and we're going after the Dregs, it might be over by the time you get bigger, kid. And finally, you. Hi, big people. Is Plusle doing good? So, Plusle's been in a box for a while. So, technically, it's never had less than full health, so yes. Oh, I'm so glad. Let it battle lots and make it strong. I'm gonna leave. It's been in the box for like 20 episodes, and I don't want to break that little girl's heart. Alright, Kale, just the guy I've been looking for. Yo, we meet again, huh? About the Shadow Pokemon? Oh yeah, I remember battling one, sure. I'd be willing to share what I know with you, but only if you can beat me. You ready? So, taking on Rogue Kale once again. I have to just mention again, I mentioned it the first time we bought him, but Rogue is such a weird trainer class. I've heard of Ninja and everything, but Rogue just is so out there for a trainer to be like, yeah, I just steal stuff, and apparently I'm proud of it. But with that being said, I actually want to talk about Kale a little bit, because this is the second time we're fighting him, and if you remember, Kale was the trainer that had a Shadow Furret the first time we bought him. So this is actually your chance to re-snag the Shadow Furret if you had failed it the first time. Although I will say, apparently you could fight Kale a lot sooner than this fight, which I didn't actually know. And all you have to do to fight them is to leave Pyrite Town once you have defeated him, and then come back. Although I am unsure if you need to defeat Mirror B first, or if you don't need to. But with doing that, since you are able to fight him again, it gives you more than one chance to snag his Shadow Furret, which is really, really nice to be able to have several chances in a row to be able to try to snag that Furret, because it's just a really good Pokemon for that early. Having strength with the same type of attack bonus, getting the Sylph Scarf like right afterwards. It's just a really good Pokemon for that early. And I actually have to thank a friend of mine in Plushy Plays for telling me about all of this, because like I said, I didn't know that you could refight Kale, because I thought you fought him to figure out everything about the Colosseum and about Mirror B, and then you don't get to fight him again until the post game here. But apparently I was just wrong about that, and I have to thank them for that information that they gave me. But something else about Kale here is that he is ridiculously more strong than he was the first time we fought him. He has levels 56 and above, meaning that he is actually stronger than NASCAR, which is just really funny to me. This guy that is touting himself as a rogue and is like, if you can defeat me, I'll tell you what you want to know, is stronger than one of the heads of Team Cipher, a guy who was trying to take over the world, and this random guy is standing on the corner of the road is like, yeah, I'm stronger. But what do I want to do? I think I want to Ice Beam Shiftry here to try to take it out. Unfortunately, Keto was knocked out very quickly in this fight by a normal type, of all things. But I guess that just goes to show how good Gramble is, if me using it during the entire playthrough, since we've got it, hasn't shown that. But Keto would have been really good here against the Dark type Shiftry and the Binding type Machamp. This Earthquake is going to hurt. Oh, Tempest actually lived that. I was not expecting Tempest to live that attack at all. I think we're just going to Surf and Thunderbolt, and even with this Hyper Potion, I don't think this Machamp can really live this attack at all. Yeah, Surf takes it under half, and this Thunderbolt took it to red health last turn. So that is Rogue Kale defeated, and his Machamp going down. I love Machamp getting defeated, just looking up at the sky like, why? And we get 1177 experience for winning. And Kale is defeated. No, it's been a futile struggle every time. And we get only about $900 for beating him, which is like nothing. That trainer, he used a Shadow Bayleaf. The trainer's name was, I forgot. He did say something about the Snag'em hideout though. So, as you heard, he fought someone that had a Shadow Bayleaf, which is very reminiscent about a guy that we have already talked about. So, when you fight Kale here, when you defeat him, he will always tell you about a trainer that has a starter, a Johto starter specifically, that is strong against yours. So since we have Chad the Feraligatr, he will tell us about a Shadow Bayleaf being a grass type. If you had snagged Shadow Bayleaf at the beginning of the game, he will tell you about Shadow Quilava, and if you snag Shadow Quilava at the beginning, he will tell you about Shadow Grockana. And it's just important to know that, because he will tell you about different trainers, depending on a decision you made way before this point in the game. But since Keto was knocked out that last battle, I think we are going to just go heal real quick. Alright, now that we are healed up and everything, if we head out of Pyrite Town, we can see that there is a new location over here above Outskirts Stand, which is the Snag'em Hideout, the former base of Team Snag'em that was completely destroyed in a catastrophic explosion. So, Team Snag'em's hideout is interesting for a couple of reasons. And apparently the first is that we got mail. Who's emailing me now that we are here? Second Pyrite Town, Bayleaf Trainer. Hi, big guy. Kale wanted me to tell you that the Shadow Bayleaf Trainer's name is Verde. Please take care. So, that is actually who we are here to see, Verde. But getting back to what I was saying about the, Team Snag'em base being an interesting location in Colosseum, the reason I say that is because it is the only new location in the entirety of the post-game. So with this, we have seen literally every single place that Colosseum has to offer. But the other unique thing that the Team Snag'em base has is the fact that it is a place specifically geared around the shadow Pokemon that you failed to snag during the main story. And what I mean by that is basically whenever you fail to snag a shadow Pokemon within the main story, a lot of the time those Pokemon simply disappear and you lose the chance to battle that trainer again in order to try to catch the Pokemon anymore. So you have to so you don't have the chance to actually get it again until here, because a lot of these trainers, as you will see as we fight them, don't have any shadow Pokemon with them, because those failed shadow Pokemon that you fail to snag throughout the story end up here with these Team Cipher and Team Snag'em members, giving you the second chance to actually catch them. Meaning that as you go through this place, you actually get basically as many chances as you need in order to catch those shadow Pokemon. There are a couple exceptions to that rule. Specifically all of Pyrite Town. All of the trainers in Pyrite Town will battle you over and over and over again. So if they have shadow Pokemon, you can still battle them enough times in order for them to basically guarantee that you snag their shadow Pokemon as long as you want to snag their shadow Pokemon. But places like the Shadow Pokemon Lab, the Under, all of those places, those trainers disappear or they refuse to battle you again, and their Shadow Pokemon, if you fail to catch them, end up here. Another group that doesn't actually follow this mold are any higher-ups in Cipher, so the Cipher admins and stuff like that, and their direct subordinate, which I will go over that more later because it'll be more obvious when we actually meet them to go over it then. But this random trainer right here, I actually want to bring up because they are really annoying, honestly. This trainer that dropped down from the ceiling when we walked through here, every time you walk through this door, they will appear, meaning that you can battle them over and over and over and over again. And as you walk through this door, you will see how annoying it is whenever you have to go heal or do something like that, that this guy will just drop down and be like, surprise, and attack you every time. Also Noir, I feel like we've seen that name before, but I forget where. You live up to your reputation, and we get $2,200 for winning. And as you can see, he just disappears. But if you were to leave the Snag'em hideout and come back, he would reappear, which is why I say that he is probably the most annoying trainer in all of the Snag'em hideout. Also, more mail! The post-game could just be called Email Simulator the Game at this point. Net from the Under Shadow Pokemon list. Hi, it's Net. I analyzed the Shadow Pokemon list again and discovered 6 more. The additions are Tyranitar, Misdreavus, Slugma, Smeargle, Absol, and Heracross. Well, out of all of those, the only new one is Smeargle, and we have literally caught all of the other ones. I'll send another update if I can find any more. So, that email basically just said, hey, there's a Shadow Smeargle somewhere. Good luck. But I want to run over here and actually pick up this treasure chest that we can see very clearly to get an elixir. That's actually a really good item, being able to recover your power points of your Pokemon. And I'm being very careful walking around because there's a lot of optional battles around the Team Snag'em hideout that I don't really want to do if I can avoid it. Is this a dead end? Okay, no. I'm like, did we just get trapped in a dead end? I don't believe that guy will battle you. And again, if you had failed to snag any Shadow Pokemon, you can talk to him and battle him. But I think we want to head up here. No, this is not where I want to head up, and I want to leave very quickly. I'm actually scared to go up there because there is a very bad man, with very strong Pokemon up there that I do not want to deal with right now. How do we get down to that staircase, down here? Oh, there's an opening in the wall. Okay. My foolishness aside, I think we just want to, is there anything over here that we want to grab? There's that guy. Can we sneak by you? Okay, we can, and we can pick up this treasure chest, which has max potions in it. We're just getting a lot of healing items in here. And I believe, no, that's where we just came up from. As you can see, this place is kind of a maze. As you're running through here, there's a bunch of just broken down areas that you kind of have to navigate your way through. PowerPoint ups are really nice, and I will probably use those on Earthquake, actually, now that I think about it. But we just want to come down here, and what is in this treasure chest? 2 max elixirs, which go very well with the other elixirs we got, and I believe the only person that we actually want to fight here, that we have to fight here, is down here. And we want to fight, if I can find him. Yes, there he is. Verde is all the way down here at the bottom of Team Snag'em's hideout. Which means if you want to do a bunch of training before getting down here, you saw all the trainers I passed, which I will probably fight off screen. But our only real objective here is to fight Verde. But I actually want to switch in, I think, Tempest. And I want to switch in Keto, I think, for this battle specifically. And you will see why once we actually get into a battle with him. Well, what? Phoenix? It's been a while, not since the mayor's house in Fenac City. You quit Team Snag'em. There's nothing here for you. Or did you come to see me, Verde? Foo foo foo. If that's the case, I better not disappoint you. So, Verde is the same green Power Ranger that we saw all the way back in Fenac City the first time we were there. And the reason we want to fight him is because, like we talked about all the way back in Fenac City the first time, he does have a Shadow Pokemon in the Shadow Bayleaf. I'm not going to be giving it a bio here because I actually already gave it a bio earlier in the Let's Play. In fact, I believe it's episode 3 where we talk about it. But we do want to catch this Shadow Bayleaf because there is a reward for catching all of the Shadow Pokemon and purifying them. So we do actually need to catch this Bayleaf here. And the reason I actually wanted to have Keto for my partner in this fight next to Tempest is because this Muck here is actually pretty defensive. And using Keto, we could take it out a lot easier using Psychic, even though Keto doesn't have the best special attack. So I think we are going to Psychic the Muck, and I'm actually going to switch in. I'm tempted to switch in Pride, but I don't know if we can actually damage the Bayleaf here. Since Shadow Pokemon can't level up, this Bayleaf is still level 30, making it actually really difficult to catch. So I'm just going to throw an Ultra Ball and kind of hope that it behaves. My biggest recommendation for this fight is actually trying to put it to sleep, because since sleep gives you 2 times multiplier to its catch rate, it makes it a lot easier to catch, but I only have paralysis, which is why I'm using that. But luckily, it actually worked out in our favor. And he also has the Grumpig that all of them actually have. You can actually see a theme throughout all of the different colored Power Rangers, being the green one Verde here, the blue one Bluno, and then the red one Rosso, being that they have their type specialty in their type specialty in their shadow Pokemon, and then they have the exact same remaining Pokemon throughout the three of them, being Muck, Grumpig, and now they have a Sharpedo, which I will say, this Sharpedo is only part of their team within the post-game here. So if you battle, the one that you battle during the main story will not have the Sharpedo. In my case being Bluno, and as you saw, during our fight with him in Real Gam Tower, he just simply didn't have it and instead only had a Grumpig and a Muck that you have to deal with. But we are basically done with this fight. I think we're just going to Brick Break and Thunder, and this Grumpig should go down, giving us the win against Verde and a very easy catch or a snag for the Shadow Bayleaf. Cipher Peon Verde defeated. That's not right. How could my Bayleaf be defeated? Well, it wasn't. It was captured. Silly Verde. Enjoy snagging my Shadow Bayleaf while you can. There are still more Shadow Pokemon trainers out there. And he just stands here. He will actually battle you over and over and over again until you snag his Shadow Bayleaf. And then once you snag his Shadow Bayleaf and leave, he will disappear along with you. But with that, there's nothing really out here in the Team Snag'em hideout. And like I said, I don't want to go upstairs to deal with what's up there. So I think our best course of action is actually just going back and forth a few places to see if we can get another email to appear. And there it is. All we had to do was leave and head over to Pyrite, and we get yet another email. How many emails is this episode actually? We got Net from the Under, Shadow Pokemon, no, new system done, so that's 1, Shadow Pokemon 2, Bayleaf Trainer 3, Shadow Pokemon List 4, and then another Shadow Pokemon List 5. Is that more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's exactly the same amount we got during the entirety of the main story, which is really funny for getting these so back-to-back here in the post-game. But we have another Shadow Pokemon list. Hi, it's Net. I analyzed the Shadow Pokemon list again and discovered 6 more. The additions are Ursaring, Skiploon, Quagsire, Tropius, Garmory, and Sunflora. Look for more updates. So, again, like the last one, we only really get information on 1 new Shadow Pokemon, being the Ursaring here. So we really have eyes for only 3 new Shadow Pokemon so far here in the post-game, being the Quilava, which the other colored Cipher Peon has, being Rosso, and then a Smeargle and an Ursaring. But with that being said, I think I want to head back to Team Snag'em's hideout to see if we can get any more information. And with this, that is 6 emails in a single episode, bringing us over the total for the entirety of the main story. Trouble in Under, second Pyrite Town. Hi, big guy. We've been hearing about Shadow Pokemon from people visiting the Under from Pyrite. A lot of visitors have seen the Shadow Pokemon. Net in the Under should have more information for you. So, our next goal is actually just go talk to Net. But, with that being said, I think we're going to end this first episode of the post-game here. So, I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we go talk to Net to see if we can figure out where else these Shadow Pokemon are. But until then, happy adventuring.